I never seen a man structure, right? So when I was in jail, I was looking at my life like, yo, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? So I had to reverse engineer what put me in that position.
Right.
And I was just like, I couldn't take it no more. So I was like, God, you get me out this situation, I would never go back to living the way that I was living before. My first covenant I ever made. First time I ever recognized God. Because throughout the trials and tribulations, I hated God with a passion. I hated him with a passion.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I could see that.
So when I made that covenant and they got me out of there, I came directly down here. So when I came directly down here, I started to change my environment, like the people who I was around and stuff like that. I started changing the way that I was moving. You know what I mean? And my mother had a Bible, and I just started reading the Bible, right? And I just started to get closer with God. And I always, since I never had a father, I said I had to know the Father before I could know the Son. You know what I mean? So I had to get to know who God was before I could really believe in Jesus.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the transition of me becoming who I am, on top of me having a 22-year-old daughter.
There's a lot of pieces we missed out on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got to.
This could be like a 10, 12 hour interview, bro.
Real quickly, you know what I'm saying? I got to give it to you real quickly.
So let's kind of but for the sake of like, I think we got a foundation of childhood with sickle cell.
Yeah.
You know, your young adulthood with navigating the realities of you managing this thing, you having your stroke, being incarcerated, back in Atlanta, you had resentment towards that, but now you're in Atlanta. How long you been in Atlanta?
I've been in Atlanta since 2004.
So almost 20 years.
Right.
You've been doing some great work in the community.
Yes.
You've been giving back. You kind of kept your commitment to God.
Yes.
Have you felt like that either you are a king or you're becoming a king? Like, where is your kingship in this? And we talk about this as separate, like becoming a man, it's about me. Becoming a king, it's about we. So for you, it's like, where were you like consistently had a mentality of, I'm making sure everybody around me straight?
As of, to be honest with you, how we was talking before, if it wasn't for me connected with Kendall, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the beginning of everything. That's when, because he showed me what it was and he gave me the principles of how to be a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my true development came from. You know what I mean? So the more that
how old were you when you met Kendall?
I was somewhere
30s, right?
In my mid 30s. I was in my mid 30s when I met Kendall. And Kendall's the only one that knows my mother. That's the only one that I would ever put in her position to know my mother.
Okay. And talk about that. Talk about the power of trying to get to this space as a man. Because you can speak to this too, where even as a grown adult male, you need coaching. You need another. You need almost literally the necessity of another man to help you kind of navigate the mentality and the intangibles that you need to even become the thing that you actually have a desire to become.
Yeah.
But there's a gap with the blueprint. There's a gap with the play, and you need that. Talk about that.